Everyone, welcome to our Habatat Zoom. I'm Regina Lutzinger. I'm the art consultant here at Habatat. I'm so looking forward to this presentation. We have so much amazing things to talk about with our amazing Hungarian artist, who's probably new to your ears, but not new to the art game, and that is Boldizsár Lukácsi. But before we jump into his amazing presentation, I would just like to share my screen and just talk about one thing that we have going on. And that is our amazing 2024 Habatat Glass Tour, which you guys are all invited to. This is an amazing tour that's going
You get Regina as hostess.
Yeah. So this is an amazing tour that we're doing. We're doing it in Seattle in the Pacific Northwest. So it's a ton of tours with amazing artists. You're going to see Chihuly, Rick Allen, Shelly Allen, tons more artists who will actually be there and be able to go through their studios. And if you would like to contact them, it would be through Alan and Susan Weiner, who are in charge of the travel arrangements and in charge of the tour. They've done this with us for over like 15 years. So they are not new to the glass world. But if you'd like to contact them, you can just go to our website and it's the glass tour button here at the very, very top. And you're just going to just give them a ring or an email, and they'll be happy to go ahead and share the information of what's going on. So I really hope you guys can join us. It's an amazing tour, and you get to see some amazing glass art along the way. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and Boldizsár, you can go ahead and take it away, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me share my screen first. First time doing Zoom, so hope it goes well.
We believe in you.
Okay, let me see. Okay, can you see it maybe by any chance? Okay, first of all, welcome everyone. Taking your time. It's a big pleasure talking to you today. First of all, I'm not fluent in English since it's not my mother tongue, so I still try my best, but just let me know if you didn't understand anything or have any questions between any slides, or just something to add or ask. I'm here. I'm full full of ears. So first of all, let me start by mentioning my name. It's Boldizsár Lukácsi. I'm from Hungary, Budapest. Right now, I'm actually outside of Budapest since I work in our garden studio, which I'm about to show you. And yeah, let me start first with some slides of my family. The story of my family members, just really quick, but still I feel it's important to me since I'm a really family-oriented person. So many of these people are really successful in their or were really successful in their career, in their profession. So I mean, it comes with a lot of pressure as well, but I take it kind of a motivation for myself. And yeah, so I really have high expectations for myself every time I try to put out my my very best. And of course, these are my very early steps and stages of my career, but I will keep on working every single day and keep on improving. So let me start with my great grandfather. He was of course I didn't know him in person, but my family keeps mentioning his name. He was a master of wrought iron, and kind of a legendary name in Hungary when it comes to architecture and specifically people working with iron and just looking at all the iconic buildings in Budapest, the Chain Bridge, Gresham Palace, or the Parliament, or in Buda Palace, the the Habsburg Gate, or basically every single building you're looking around in Budapest, you are gonna see his work. And yeah, even though I didn't get to meet him, he's such an important figure of our family. Also, my grandfather, who unfortunately neither I could meet in my lifetime, since he passed away just before I was born, a car accident. But he was a celebrated sculptor in Hungary, and he started off. I don't know if you can take this one. Sorry. So he started first with being a portrait sculptor, but he had quite a few public sculptures. Many of them were for nude sculptures, and they were the most probably the most popular and respected by within the profession. And his wife was my grandmother. She is probably, I'm one of the closest to her. She is quite very knowledgeable and an amazing person. Helps our life in many ways, and being the main restorer for decades of the Museum of Fine Arts in Budapest. And yeah, I'm so proud of her too. And her son, Boldizsár Martin too, he kind of like followed the footsteps of his father, who passed away, like I said, quite early. So he didn't get to work with him really closely, but I mean, the talent was already there, and in that short of time he could learn and look up to him throughout his childhood, like I look up to my father. So it's kind of I can see some similarities, even though they both worked with bronze as material. And yeah, he's just really good at photography, and really social, so runs an artist colony as well. My mom, she is not internationally well known, but within Hungary, she is pretty much one of the best, definitely. And she has such a diverse career. She has created several exterior installations, huge sculptures actually. Creates exclusive glass trophies regularly, and a lot of architectural glass design. When I was preparing this presentation, I've never seen this many works by any artist, to be honest, because she has been really productive and so diverse. And I wanted to include way more, but it was fair to keep everyone in one slide. And since it's this presentation about more about me, then I have decided to go with the ones I like the most. She's pretty much my biggest inspiration, like how she keeps the family together, how she her work life, career, and just also the talent and the productivity is incredible. So I mean, in many ways I follow her footsteps, but also as okay, it's not my father yet, but the next one is going to be about first it's my sister, who is a screenwriter, director, and set designer. And I've been helping her the last years occasionally, just a few times if necessary, because yeah, she deserves that every recognition she's got so far, and all the short films she has created or took part in have been quite high level, I should say. So I'm really I mean, she's a little bit older than me, but I'm really proud of her. So the versatility and the talent is is just something that I wish I had. So same with my mom. And here comes my father, who you may be familiar with. I hope some of you are familiar with his name, even though the last years he hasn't been Habatat's family since COVID, definitely not. So probably the last 6-7 years, since I mean, he's not as productive because all of his works are taking so long to create, and he's really pushing the boundaries, and being an excellent and the pioneer in many ways in his work life. He has several major awards, being part of excellent museums, and really a top guy, and someone who I've learned so much from. But we still, work almost every single, had not daily basis anymore since I started my own career, but we still share the same studio, which has its ups and downs. So I'm not gonna lie, we are so different in many ways, but it's just such an inspiration to see him work. And over the years, he let me work on his artworks too, and that was such a blessing. And that took many years actually to him allowing me help him out properly. So even though we are family members, that's something that no people before could do, because he requires a lot of patience. So I mean, the work on its own, but himself is really he really spends time with his works. So some of the works you see at the bottom on the left is like one of the biggest he has ever largest he has ever made. And I just remember, because it was years back, it took him several months to make. And yeah, I just hope he will be back to Habatat's gallery. The Habatat's family, it's been not the case, because he has concrete commissions the past year, so he barely have capacity to actually exhibit that often as back in the past. So yeah, art from the earliest memories for me. Yeah, this is as you could tell, I was literally born into an art family, and it took me quite a few years to really I've always admired, but really to really appreciate what's my family what my family's profession is, and what they are giving out to the world. I mean, my earliest memories were definitely the one when I was even smaller than on these pictures. And as soon as we got home, my father was in the studio right next to the house. And since all the sculpting methods we use are those machines and everything so loud, so when I get home nowadays, and there is no studio next to it, I always miss that kind of sound of the actual sculpting, because it's quite loud. And so first from outside, most people will be like were like, what is he doing in here? And at that age, probably I just I just looked at his work and was just simply amazed, but nothing really into it in the first years of my life. But after during high school, I was actually already helping him out on the weekends. Sometimes I skipped school if there was a deadline for any important exhibitions, and I've started to really get serious with it. But my attention and my will to first just touch glass, then actually work with it, was like already developing. So yeah, after these first years, it's something has begun. I was always more into sports until then, but then I kind of shared it, and there was time, like after a few years, I know this is something I want to explore and I want to get better at. So this was the moment when I, like during high school, when I kind of decided that I want to go on and see what can come out of it, and just get better at it. So I wanted to include this background on the first, on the left. The three pictures you see is our old home, where I was born into, was raised in, until the age of 16 or 18, maximum. Yeah, just before graduating, we moved out from this place, and it really broke my heart because, like I said, I still went to every single school to Budapest, which is the capital of Hungary. So like a big city where I was surrounded with my friends, and after that, I mean, I was already mature enough, I don't know, just to go back to Budapest every single day. But you know, my lifestyle kind of changed because we moved out. I know it doesn't sound too many miles, but on a single, like on a daily basis, driving around I mean, less than 100 miles, or maybe, I don't know, 80 miles in total, or not even actually. But still, it's gonna take you, especially in rush hour, quite a few, yeah, quite a time. So it really broke my heart because I love that place. But moving on to the right picture in here, this is the place we moved to, and this disappointment ended up being such a blessing for me, because I was able to kind of find my own space in there, to actually go on and not only depend on my father's surroundings. So because this space is like 10 times bigger, probably. I mean, not the actual house, but the overall, the size of the garden. And it's quite inspirational. So already the house on the left was something that I loved. The nature in there and everything was something that really, I know that really inspired my father, but me growing up there was an inspiration already to me as well. So on the right, you can see this place, which I'm going to show you just later on. That was, and you might understand why, kind of a dream for us, or it was a vision, and yeah, actually a dream for my father, especially, to move out there. And yeah, this is my kind of behind the scenes, the family again. And yeah, just wanted to point out that on a daily basis, I get to see them, which is which is at my age is quite a good thing, and really inspirational to help each other out. So as I was keep developing a little bit already, they really counted on me. But on the other hand, for me, it was a learning curve too, because I used to go to art schools as well. But honestly, what the process, kind of the technology perspective, what we work on is not really being taught in schools, or they spend pretty much almost no time with it, and they don't have the actual all the machines and necessary equipments. So I kind of I felt like I still went to those schools, but to me, you will see in my bios later on. For me, it was already such a big advantage and such a great gift to go with. And but I mean, it was still a lot of hard days, and still it is. But I obviously know that this is something that many people just don't have, and I really appreciate them for it. And also every single day when they are there to help me even if it's like a little advice if necessary, or just kind of a feedback, because I know they have high expectations for me, so I kind of rely on their opinion sometimes if I don't feel satisfied with my work. But at the end of the day, they are my parents, so they are not gonna be I mean, they are gonna be honest, but they're not gonna be too critical, but still it's a good feedback all the time. So these are gonna be some videos, and throughout the whole presentation, I would love to show some videos of I just recently took, just because of the presentation. Some of them were already in my library, in my between my photos. So just to show you I mean, the size and generally the area where we moved out to kind of imagine. On the left, this is a little secret wooden house we have where we work and keep our work related things, equipment. We have on the back side of the whole garden other interesting things, which I'm about to show you. So this is, I know it looks temporary, and it is, but like I said, we normally, even though it's 4 seasons in Hungary as well, so the winter is not as cold as it used to be, but the 4 seasons still allows us to work outside. I know it sounds a little bit difficult, and it is sometimes when it's really, really cold, but we decide what we are going to work on, what I have in mind, what my plans are. So it's like it's a good space to share with someone, because it's that big, and the whole place is just inspirational. This is not a proper house, neither of these buildings you see in here, but apart from many necessary equipment, we store a lot of sheets of glass, which are really really necessary for the present and future. And this is, you will see later on the whole process, what I'm actually doing under that tent. We used to be behind the house, but it has changed because of the loudness and our neighbors complaining. So it's been a struggle the last few months. About it. And let me show you this video. So this is the place where we used to work. I will have more footages of that. In my view, it's something that's I hope you can hear me, because please tell me if you can hear me.
We can hear you, Boldizsár. It's going a little slow, but we can still hear you.
Okay, so you could follow up so far?
Yes, the videos are working too, which is great.
Oh, okay, because you know, not everyone knows, but we had so big such strong storms in here, and we don't have Wi-Fi yet, so I'm trying to share my data with a hotspot, and yeah, I'm glad it works. It was showing me that it's unstable, but it's all right. So on the left at the top, you can see this is the area which I'm about to show you, where I do all the cutting, all the planning, and all the cleaning is so important and the key before gluing, and the preparations for gluing. This is a lovely space, but it can get really hot since it's not a proper house. And this one you have seen, and I will show you again, is the one you have to move out from. By the way, we were renting a place for quite a few years. I know Corey was there twice, or maybe just once, but he has been to this place as well, but to the temporary one, the rented one as well. So this is, we had to kind of leave behind, which is kind of a shame and disappointment for the both of us, because this is an open studio, as you could tell, this is out in the, like literally the air can go through easily, and it's just an inspirational place to be at. And now this situation we are in, it makes us a little bit less productive, especially with the heat wave on. But I'm still trying my best every single day, so it doesn't really hold back. It's just more pain parts during the daily hours. So I would like to talk about my process in general, which is which has quite a few steps, but every step is so different. So like obviously the idea and the inspirations, which could come from many ways, are the very first steps that I do. And that's even though I only have a few years of experiences, I've been to this kind of industry with my father the last over 10 years, but it's still low, like it's not a lot of experience, right? So it's always like I really have to plan it before and think about it, not twice, 3 times at least, every single time. And when I have something in mind, and I've already calculated, there comes the time to find the right materials, and every single cut, I will show you the pictures of that in a second, is like so key after all the calculations. So if I go wrong, which I barely do, but when it's not going in my way with the cutting, there are times when you really have to recalculate and start all over a little bit, or find like a B option. So these times are compared to the later works sound and looks quite easy. I shouldn't say that it's not, but still the gluing, which you can see here, is something that I know some of the artists also laminate sheets of glass, and Habatat have quite a few masters of that, and this is something I'm really trying to improve on. What's kind of funny about it, even though no one would recognize, my father always tells me that he learns new things each day, even though he knows like how to go with gluing everything. So this is a process that really teaches you and gives you like it requires a lot of courage and stamina and just will to create even these artworks you see here. I know compared to the very best, far from the masterworks you can see in Habatat, but these actually took me, each of them, several weeks at least, but kind of at least 1 month per each work, or 1.5, depending on how it went for me. So this was a kind of a unique experience for me, when I had all of these works coming back from exhibitions, and I was able to send it to a gallery. So seeing them in four at the same time, it's never happened, and I hope it will happen to me in the future. That's what I'm working on, but it's not easy. For my father, it's barely been the case the last few years, definitely not. So yeah, it's just a unique moment for me. So back to the process, the sculpting, which is basically, to me, every single one of these steps requires a lot of patience and skills, I think, or this huge concentration. But sculpting is when it comes to like when you actually could show what you have imagined, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. So I've experienced negative experiences, and but that really took me to different path with the work. So there were times when I couldn't finish the work. This is like a few years back, beginner's time, you know, still improving, getting to know to the whole process, and then that's on the way. But sorry.
Continue, Boldizsár.
Okay. I didn't know. I couldn't hear, so I wasn't sure. So, but the sculpting itself is the most exciting for me. Each of them, which I will talk about a little bit more deeply, is requires a lot of attention. But sculpting is where I can really play with the material, and that's the most joyful to me. Also, smoothing the surface, from outside it looks really like boring, I should say. I won't say that, but some people would think like that because I work sometimes a few weeks on the surface. For my father's case, could be even a month or more. But that's what's really required before finishing the whole artwork, and I like that too, because this is when I can get to work with just specifically with my hands. So okay, cutting wasn't the first. I could take just for the presentation a few pictures yesterday to show you kind of what kind of materials and what I use to make these sculptures. So in the background you can see sheets of glass and mirrors, depending on what I'm about to use, and they are quite huge and in one piece. And after all the process planning and cleaning and things like that, the cutting is so key, and it's as you could see, first I really have to scratch the glass with this I don't know how is it called, glass cutter probably, but it has first I oil it so it's really when it goes smoothly, and then use both of my hands to kind of like stretch them apart, like make it two out of one of that. And for pieces like mine, it's going to take quite a while, but I really enjoy this part because this is something I feel like actually decent at it. So so far hasn't had so much bad experience, unless it was a really like thick glass, because that's harder to break, obviously, even with all the equipment. This is how I do. So I know some people prefer it in another way, but using a glass cutter is, I think, one of the must if you don't have like machine for that. But I like to do it myself. So every time I do it, I feel it's really my work, and it just saves me time as well. So yeah, in here you can see just some sheets. Some of them are mirrors, some of them are some of them are glass underneath as well. So that's not how much you can, like, there are way more underneath. And then yeah, a lot of cleaning, and there comes the gluing, which is really stressful to me. One of the hardest part of yeah, just getting the piece together. In here you can see, like, from outside, kind of an easy shape. So I was kind of building up like just kind of put them on each other's top, but like in some of my work that really had to be pay attention to their, like, every single seconds, because the glue, since it's you know, it's a liquid at that point when I pour it out in these two pictures. It's easy to them to slide away and just fall off, and then the whole thing could be ruined. But every single step is so key and so hard. I use blades to clean off the last little dots just before me putting on the next. And obviously it takes could take quite a few days even for a small piece if you really don't do it like if you really pay attention to avoid like big bubbles, and then you want to do it kind of in a professional way. I use a 2-component epoxy, which is a museum quality, is what I've been recommended in school, and what I know my father used sometimes. Also UV, depending on the glass and mirror, UV could be used, UV glue. These are all high quality materials, but it's hard to, yeah, you really need to be there every second, because this is just something that every single touch could go wrong, and you can hardly undo it. So yeah, some more pictures of the gluing process. As you could tell, I was building up in this specific work, like you will see like what will come out of this one, but I started off with the largest ones, and obviously I flipped it over after a few days, because the glue needs like quite a few days officially. If I have time for it, I always wait these few days, and until that I can work on other works if I have them ongoing. So I think 1 week is the must, but I actually wait a little bit less sometimes, but just in case it's still perfect, because I use all the infra lamps, which really heat up, and they kind of control the temperature every minute almost, or like every few minutes max. And I heat up already all the sheets of glass and mirrors which I'm about to put on. So it really has to be controlled, because the glue can really become not liquid, completely the opposite, within seconds. And I've had bad experiences with that, so it's always a learning curve, but still a lot to be discover and improve on. But I like gluing, but it's really stressful for me so far. So I really my goal is to be able to fully enjoy it and be a master of this one in the few years, in the next decades maybe. I don't know how much it will take, but all the time the next piece I'm trying to get better. There are times when you just have some bad moments, and it's hard to undo, but so far so good. It's still okay, just those some experiences that really hurt. Okay, the sculpting, some videos, be aware it's could be quite loud. I'm not sure if you can hear anything of that. I don't think it's gonna be loud. So as soon as I have all of it glued together, all the layers, this is not like the initial how it looks like, the beginning steps, but yeah, taking off all the edges and trying to get them in one shape is so you don't have anything that really sticks out and can ruin the whole glue within the piece, is so key. But this is what I use most of the times, different kind of wheels and different kind of hand machines. That's my way, kind of. I know most people use actual machines where they have the piece already and they put it there and they let kind of the machine to work for them. This is good if you make like geometrical shapes. This is how people do it. But when it comes to mine, I kind of go with like, it's not freestyling, but I have everything planned out. But since it's more curves involved, and I like to really make it myself all the time, and I use the machines to kind of sculpt it. is kind of my way how I like it. It may take more time, but it's just something that what I prefer, and what my our kitty may prefer. Yesterday I just asked my mom to take a video, and she was there, even though it's, you may not hear it, but it's quite loud. So like if we would have like a neighbor really nearby, that would be that would create a lot of conflicts. So we still already have some of our neighbors. I know it's not an easy um, situation to be in. So as you could see on the left, this is already like kind of getting to the shape where what I imagined. This is one of the pieces I've shown with the gluing process. And as you can see, it's kind of getting into one piece. So I don't have these stairs anymore. And in this video, you are going to see way more. It's already quite a few days, quite weeks actually, sometimes with just this step to kind of form it how you want it. But as you can see, it's starting to shape up, and this is kind of getting to the, not the final shape, it's still far off, but you could tell it's starting to look like an actual piece. Yeah, this is the most amazing time. I'm not gonna lie. I like I said, cutting almost every single step. My goal, like I said, gluing, I want that to be one of my favorites too. It's still not it is, but I know it will come after some time. But sculpting is grinding, I should say, actually the right word. Grinding is it really takes energy and time. You really have to push yourself to the piece and give your all to be able to form it the way you want it. And all the wheels, I mean, you really have to have a lot of different kind of wheels with different sizes, different kind of grits. So like strength of the actual grit, which helps you remove the gloss and the glue of the piece. So kind of to be actually able to sculpt it. So yes, that's what I like probably the most, because this is where I can really come alive. But until this point, if you have done anything bad, you may not be able to get it back, or you won't be able to just have the piece you imagined or planned. So yeah, you really have to be there as well, 100% all the time, because the machine, you're pushing against the piece. It's physically and mentally could be really tiring. I try to use these earphones and have some music as well, so it motivates me even more. But I really have to concentrate, so it's like never a moment when I look away, or because yeah, it's still like electricity could be, you could get easily electrocuted, wheels could hurt you easily, like nothing yet, but I hope there won't be any issues in the future, but it's really dangerous, to be honest. And I made some kind of like a memoir, or I don't know how should I say it, but I'm not saying you could see like I got older after um, finishing the like getting to the shape of the piece, but this one is available at Habatat. This one I made for the international this year, and I started off last year. As you could see, the background, they're not so much changed, so it was like maximum a month with the sculpting part. So in overall, it was way more actually. I finished off the piece I think just before Christmas time. So yeah, it took me quite a lot. But this was an exploration which I truly loved, and quite to me it was quite a big large scale works for me yet, but I know I will be able to improve and make bigger sculptures too. But let me show you just real quick how this open door outdoor place looks like. And this is already shaping up, but you could tell these are still layers. I already started to shape the underneath the piece. And I think it's gonna go this way. This is one. It's far from the final the final final stage, but at least with the sculpting, with this grinding, you do the most. Then you start already using the water to cool down the piece, because the wheels are going really fast and it creates so much heat, so it's really necessary. And so as you get to this point, so these two you see, I still use I've already used like less powerful and less strong wheels. Otherwise it would ruin the piece, and I won't be able to take it out, those scratches I create with these wheels, till I get to the very last step of making a piece. So it's really about finding the right moment and not don't make any big mistakes. Like any small mistakes could ruin the whole piece, but at this stage already you really have to be really careful with it. This is another piece you will see later on. This is just something I wanted to show. Like, this is obviously, as you could see on the top and in here as well, it's way far off what I was trying to do. But this is how you get what you see throughout the process. You really sculpt it into one, and then you get to really to the artistic, more artistic ways to find the right angles, and you really have to plan that before, because it's with the glue and everything, all the angles and it's so necessary to calculate before to have something come out of it. If you make a big mistake, you can ruin the whole thing. But also if you remove some parts, let's say a line I initially wanted in a different way, and I kind of go bad on this one, then you can't undo it again, because you have removed the from the surface already. So really have to pay attention to that. And on the right, you can see these two works I have, and I will have pictures of at Habatat. And this is what it looks like after finishing the kind of the water grinding, when your surface is, even though it looks kind of as it will look like, it's still really rough and really full of scratches and everything, and it looks so raw. So this is like each piece, I think, like 2 weeks before finishing it, or 1.5 at least, 10 days I should say. So yeah, it's starting to shape out, but this is where my second favorite work method comes into play, using my actual hands. So not only using a machine to help me, I mean, still my hands and how I act and work with it, but the hands are so key and necessary. This is where you can really kind of try to perfection it and remove as many layers as you can to have a really beautiful service at the end of the day. And this is the surface smoothing, which is as you can see in here, with some water. I mix up silicon carbide, different kind of grits. So first I go with the first days with the really strong ones that can remove a lot and help me really shape it how I want it in the end. And then smoother and smoother kind of grits. So obviously what I mean by using my hands, I have a yellow, let me search for this word, carpet, I think, or maybe not the word. Let me see, just 1 second. I don't think it's copper plate, it could be. So this is a material which helps, because with my fingers I wouldn't be able to remove, and it would just crush my fingers. This is I think copper. It is called yellow copper, which I touch, and that one I use to have all these grits of silicon carbide, smoothing the surface and really shaping it to the perfect aiming, for which there is no perfect pace, and these are, yeah, I'm trying my best, but I know these are very far off what I'm hoping to become. And on the right you can see like how it looks in the end, and how it is when it's like the grit and the silicon carbide surface looks like. I kind of like both, but not gonna lie, the right one is, I think, the way to go. It's really shiny, and it makes all the sculptures come alive a little bit more. It's more matte when I do the surface smoothing. So yes, and yeah, a lot of cleaning. As afterwards, it was in the national TV, and I was just before the interview, I was already cleaning off the pieces all the time. Everyone who has glass artworks at home, or any artwork, I think they really do care about it, and it's so key to keep it clean if you can. Even though I think it's not as necessary as how much time I spend with it, but during the whole process before gluing everything, it's one of the most important steps, which a lot of people, I think, could underestimate. And yes, so like I said, I'm really a family-oriented person. So in my earliest works, I've been trying to kind of draw inspiration from these relationships, and I have with my family members, and kind of the opposites of, like I said, my father and I, we are polar opposite in many ways. Like we are really patient with our work and really spend time and working hard, but our work methods are totally different, and this one could create conflicts as well sometimes, but also simply, I think within every family there are times when you really have different values, opinions, and that could kind of separate the family for time, some hours, maybe days, or more. And we've been through that. So also with my parents as well, but my grandma, who I have shown you, she's amazing. She has an amazing knowledge and really smart, and the way she looks at life, and way we me and my sister, it's like two generations separated, and sometimes we have those conversations which could be not necessarily conflicts, but something we like to touch on and discuss through, and and I know these kind of moments really could be really tough, and for me, making these works early on is really allowed me to, if there was any anger or disappointment, could be within myself many times actually, or just different opinions. Those conflicts could be, I wanted to show through my work that this could be really opportunity to where you can grow, you can move on, and for me it helped me. It always helps me actually to go back to work and just work for the better, work for what you love, what you really enjoy, because yeah, it's just the end of the day. Conflicts are kind of could be necessary in life to improve and to learn, and that's what we've all experienced, and that's what I love about my parents and my grandmothers as well, that even if we had these really bad moments, we were able to take our ego and be respectful, myself being respectful to them, and just talk through, and and go on. Life should continue, and yes, all the works I make. I really love this sentence. I always look at it, and it feels like it was. It's really, I feel the connection to this one, which is light is a symbol of spiritual purity, balance, and harmony. And when I finish my pieces, I want to let them go, and put out to show the word to everyone, that this is something that's really important to me, to have really the light help. It helps you to interact with the piece. How I try to shape all of my sculptures, but also as you walk through, you get like a different kind of experience with the piece. So this kind of through is I think could be like a really nice touch of my pieces, I hope. It says my connection is unstable. I just would like to ask, can you hear me still?
We can actually hear you perfectly. It lags
Okay.
just a little, but we're hearing you perfectly.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go a little bit faster. Sorry for being talking too much. So yeah, and like I said, human relationships, not just within the family, but this is what I can really relate to, but also with friends actually. This really helps me, and the colors you are gonna see, I've haven't used too many colors yet, but the ones I used, especially the more like the darker brownish colors, are really, I wanted to have like a depth and meaning to these thoughts behind my art. So I hope some people can relate to that, and may help them, just gives them a nice feeling, or just like doesn't necessarily have to be a nice feeling. It has to be something that you can, connect to and relate to as well. And yeah, let me show you my pieces. I think the next one is gonna be about, yeah, the very first piece I finished. So obviously I had a lot of struggle during my first years of making mine. A lot of curves, way of learning, and the ups and downs, and that's what this series, you will see some pieces of this one kind of thinking a little bit different. But this one, the very first I published, and this was such a nice feedback for me, because I entered this one to I think it's every 4 or 5 years in Japan, since like 1990 or even before 80 something. I'm not sure, sorry. It's it's held in Japan. It's called the International Glass Kanazawa. Could be a different name. Sorry, it's just I should have them like written off in here. It's one of those professional events where it's really rare, and I think I'm really into. I haven't been to Japan, but I'm really into Japanese culture and Japan in general. The Japanese people I met so far, and yeah, this really represents the ups and downs moments we all have, and this was selected for this competition, which took place in 3 different locations. This was kind of a touring exhibition after the professional jury chose, I think, almost 50 works, could be a little bit less, from several, I don't know, so many countries and hundreds of participants at least. So for me, it was such a surprise. Honestly, I didn't send it to have like kind of any expectation, obviously. Very first work I'm about to publish. And when I got the notification, I was really buzzing. I was really out of like over the moon. And I couldn't be there in person. No one actually, only maybe Japanese people, because it was during COVID. But this is already right now. It's part of the museum, where it ended. So it was in Shinoki Cultural Complex, another place which I cannot remember right now. But the Notojima Art Museum, Glass Art Museum, has this piece. I hope. I haven't been there yet, but they have it in their collection, which is such a great thing for me. And after that, I came up with a way smaller, but a really love. For me, it was a lovely way of doing smaller works, because the other was almost twice as big as this one. And Hungarian gallery called Kiskép Gallery, they kind of gave me the platform after hearing the news to represent this work at Art Market Budapest, which is one of the biggest in Central Europe. And then I took this space with me to Gallery Sikabonyi in Austria and Vienna, who reached out after seeing these two first works of mine on the internet, and then he reached me out to have like such a meaningful and such a such an honored experience, because I could not only my father next to my father, but also next to some of the leading figures of glass art. I could have my pieces already exhibited at Hofburg Palace, right in the center of Vienna, at Art und Antique Vienna. So that was such an amazing experience. And yeah, I think I got lucky, thanks to his search on the internet and all the connections I was building up before I started publishing my work. So I kind of really owe a lot to him as well. Then I would like to show you two videos of that. This is held in the Plus. This is such a magical event to be at, with wonderful works at the booth of this part of. Sorry, I try to. Okay, so these are my two pieces in here, and the way it was displayed was really top notch too. I really liked it. So then we. So I'm not going in chronological order from now on, but this was a family article in Forbes, where we still were in our rented studio, as you could tell, because this is like a proper, like a huge space we were renting. And I like this place, but the temporary thing is not really for me. So I'm not gonna lie. My midterm goals are to have my own. It could be a small one or a small studio. So even though I'm really blessed with all the things that I have in my hands, thanks to my whole family and last year's work, it's still something that I wanna work for in the next future years, because I feel like these like sharing the same workspace is not working out as well as many could maybe believe or could think from outside. We are working, like, it's been over 10 years since I started helping him out, my father, but it's so it's you can tell we can actually work together. It's it's working. It's just not something that I'm planning on doing for so long. Of course, him helping and managing and whatever is required for his work, I'm there to help. So it's like, both ways, for my mom's work as well, as much as I can. But at the same time, I really want to go and this article was obviously, as you could tell, these are my father's work. It was about them, and I want to really keep on developing and working on me more in the future. So I can become more productive and think a little bit bigger. You might understand in this way, because yeah, sharing the same place, it's just you feel a little bit like stuck sometimes. And you myself, to be honest, I really like tidy spaces, and even though you could see under the tent it was full of mess, but those are not all comes down to me. It's thanks to my father's way of working. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's all gonna be dirty when we make pieces. I mean, the conditions are not beautiful like in an office, but this is part of it. I totally like it. I accept it. I just still like it to be a little bit more tidy. So the next piece I'm about to show you, it's called the try and first um, segment series. And this one was, at the bottom you can see, was chosen to be exhibited in Venice last year, thanks to the Boldizsár Lukácsi Foundation, to Esther Bohus, who is the head of the organization, and the daughter of both Zoltán Bohus and Maria Lugos. So I assume many of you are familiar with their names. So they are the pioneers of Hungarian glass art, and the next generation was kind of my father and his work, not mates, colleagues. And yeah, so I was chosen to be exhibited in both this kind of Hungarian exhibition, which was showing also the beautiful like the progress of glass art and the glass throughout the centuries. So it was really like a history class for everyone who took their time and went to the one of the most historical most important places in Venice, called Ateneo Veneto, right in the center. It was easy to it was really inviting. So many people have seen it, and it was really well organized, and it was a blessing to be able to exhibit in there. But there was another exhibition again. It was a competition kind of thing where the jury chose these two works on my, again, the Ups and Downs series, to be exhibited in Palazzo Loredam. And there were guided tours where I could talk way less than what I do now. Sorry for that in advance. Some words about my works. Yeah, so it was such a nice feeling, because I could finally share the experience with my family as well. Because every single time it was either only me going to the exhibition, or with my father, or maybe with someone else. So right now, in this, we spent a beautiful week in Venice, and this is the Ateneo Veneto I was talking about, and the whole opening, and Venice on its own. So yeah, they really according to the organizers, they really appreciated my work. So, and one kind of a news I would love to share right now is that the last past a few years, and this year I entered another work of mine, which I honestly haven't finished yet, and I'm working on all day long. Today was the only exception, and it's going to be held in September as well. So if any of you might be in Venice from 14th of September, or it could be 13th as well, maybe that's the VIP, I'm not sure. From there, 2 weeks on, it's such a wonderful experience for every art enthusiast. specifically, you know, Venice being one of the homes, or Murano specifically of Home of Glass. It's a wonderful place to be at. So I definitely recommend going there, and hope I can finish my work in time and participate again, since it's been selected. So if any of you might be there, please come and say hi. And let me show you one video of this Ateneo Veneto place, just really quick. So historical art, glass art in there, but all the legendary pioneers of Hungarian art as well. With all the frescoes on the wall and on the top of the building, was mesmerizing, really. Yes, so this is the continuation and the following work of my segment series, and each layer represents a generation. So like they are really connected to each other. They are you know, in a positive way. They are there are going to be, as you're looking at, you're kind of expecting your eyes to have like more and more layers as the future, as the years go on, time go on. And this is something that really has a family connection to it from my side again. And this one has a sister piece, which I'm about to show you later. This was in Budapest, in Salon, also selected for this event, and I could exhibit it there, debut it kind of. And this work, called Morphosis, the first of many, I assume, also with segments and ups and downs. I'm not gonna lie, when I finish one piece, I always have new ideas how to improve, how to make it different. It might not be an improvement over the processadors, but there's always something that I like to change and think of. And yeah, a lot of ways to go with, and also this work was really like, this is the two sides of it. And I assume all of you are really familiar with the names of Stanislav Libensky, and I mean, this award specifically is named after him, since being a professor in Prague. This is the Prague Castle, as you might have recognized already. It was held in there, the Stanislav Libensky Award. This is helping for students who just recently, or the last years, graduated or worked with glass as like younger people, I should say. So I'm probably under 35 something. The beginners to showcase their work. And yeah, there was a big competition in there, and my work was chosen. So I was really happy to have it there. And this, I mean, especially under the name of Stanislav Libensky, I think all glass art enthusiasts are really with this one. And it really helped me for the later cooperations as well. So today I really had to, was struggling not only with the internet, but when I was finishing up my presentation, I had to convert in every single videos, the files, and the quality. Some of the videos will get way worse than it was. So like, we are gonna see less colors of my works, but this was something that I wanted to attach within their book, and some kind of behind the scenes again, because I don't really shoot too much pictures, don't take too many pictures all the time. So it was quite hard for me to create this presentation. And yeah, this is my sister, and she really, I want to point out again, she's amazing at photography. Some of the pictures I take myself in person, mostly when it's an exhibition. But if it's before and professionally shot in a studio, I always hire her if she's available and happy to do it, because the way she looks at works, I mean, how she photographs is just amazing again. So I'm really I owe a lot to her as well. And if it's me photographing, you could tell it's it's not the same level. Okay, so I'm trying my best, but it's their that's her profession again. So it's always fun, but it's another like always last minute before I send it to somewhere in the world. It's always like sometimes I just don't have simply the time because I'm working last minute and I simply don't have the capacity. So this work was also featured in many central places of Budapest to kind of promote the salon, which I took part in the previous slides. It was nice to see when I was using public transport and just going through the city. Some of my friends were sending me these, so it felt really nice. Not gonna lie about it. And this one is this year from Milano. You may have heard about I mean, Milan Design Week is the biggest on its own, and Salone del Mobile is the biggest event within the whole and almost 400,000 people participating, attending. And I kind of had like Minotti reached out to me, which is probably they had the biggest booth stand, and they are one of the most iconic brands of Italian furnitures and design. So they reached out, they liked my work through, I don't know how, but they found me on social media, on the internet, and yes, we were discussing for months, and they ended up being in their professional catalog for this year, and it was in person too, and it had a lot of like reach in the media as well. This living etc is like they have millions of followers, so probably just a few of them have seen it. That's already a big thing for me person. That was such a nice way to see my work in these kind of luxurious beautiful homes. And yeah, this piece you have seen here and you've seen in the catalog, I just exhibited in Balaton Thread, which is the Balaton Lake is the biggest lake in Central Europe, Eastern Central Europe, and this is built a beautiful building for exhibitions and different kind of cultural events for the future. This was the very first Balaton Art Week with the Hungarian gallery. We've been building these relationships as well, and it was a really successful time. And I just feel so good about being able to show my work in my home country as well. It really means a lot to me as well, because all the last years I've been traveling. I'm trying to save money and travel to places to the Habatats events as well now. So it's a lot of money and energy, I'm not gonna lie. So having it so close and so close to your heart at the same time is it's just both super from both perspective. And also this video, as you could tell, this has lost a lot of quality, so it looks like this, and really great it is. This is a continuation of Morphosis series, and this is a new beginnings. I know it's reminds me of reminds you of might remind you of ups and downs, but I wanted to have like a really uplifting feeling to this piece, because ups and downs, you know, it goes both ways. And the one I have in Habatat, and I should have named New Beginnings actually by that idea, which is a similar work, just different in sizes. And yeah, this was quite a struggle to make, I'm not gonna lie. But this one I've showed you, and this is the final shots of my work, which I was showcasing you the gluing process. Yeah, this piece is in Switzerland. I was there after the Milan Design Week, and this is something I want to explore. I know the colors right now are far just I still wanted to make it a little bit and poppy, a little bit
Hey,
more.
Boldizsár, could you just repeat that? I'm sorry, you were breaking up just a little bit.
Yes. Could I repeat this one or go back?
Repeat this green sculpture here.
Yeah. Okay. So this is so even though I said the colors were different in my earlier works, I want to use them as like have the more depth to it, and I just simply prefer in most cases the more delicate and laid back kind of more classy ways of approach to my sculptures. But this one I wanted and will try on again in the future with these more poppy, more young kind of youth colors. More of like reminds me of in Spanish springtime, yes. So yes, this is a exploration for me, and this is the work which I went to the very first time exhibiting with Habatat was this year, so it was such an honor and blessing by everyone involved in Habatat to being able to actually show my work in the US for the first time, and then with at the larger of glass art in the entire US. It's an incredible honor, and this piece called Mountain Range featured before with Kishkép Gallery in Hungary again at Glass Spring, and also in thanks to the Hungarian Glass Art Society in Zadar in Croatia. So this one kind of had like in a museum there, and she glass. It kind of had like a tour for it before it finally found a home in the US at the event. Some more shots of this one. It had both like two-faced, both-sided, but this one on the in here is the front, to me at least, and reminded me of our range. We don't live next to properly mountains, but these are, as you could tell, these are just small mountains. Still, I don't know how to say in English. And yeah, this is the sister of my segment piece, which was also in Florida, and I really appreciate again that on the first day both of these works were sold and to two lovely amazing collectors. If any of you are here, I just want to say thank you again, and it gave me a lot of feedback again, but it's more about also the courage again to showcase my work, and also to be actually able to travel to the US for the second time within a year to the international in Royal Oak. So yeah, this was the work I really loved making, and I will definitely want to explore this topic and possibly make larger ones of this one, because I feel like it's I would love to have more layers, more generations kind of to it. I feel like this is something I loved, and I can keep on continuing. And one video of the two and in Florida, Sarasota. So this is how they were displayed. And yeah, some short bio of mine, not so much involved. The education I was telling you about. So even though I had my education, I was more focused, and I had more, just simply more. It was not just, it wasn't, it was, from outside it sounds easier and comfortable. In some ways it is, but it's an advantage as well. But this was something I could really on a daily basis, being around such a great artist like my father. Okay, I'm biased, but he's really just as a person, but as an artist in his profession. It's really inspiring and really taught me a lot. And like it's it's still like I'm here, like a lot of things to work on, a lot of things to improve. It's just a beginning, really a beginning of something. So I know that I will keep on exploring, and just every single day, like I did, I will be working to my 100% and give my all. Like these are the exhibitions. Not every single one is included in here. The recent ones are missing. Yes, in with so not so many works, it's not easy to participate in many exhibitions. So I'm kind of really glad to be able to have this many within a year, and there might be more in autumn, like the one I said is definitely a chance for that in Venice, which I was exhibited to. So I just hope to finish the work. And yeah, this is the International and Royal Oak and the Habatat galleries. And again, thanks to everyone in there, and thanks to the experience and possibly also the sale of those two works. I both of them, the first day allowed me to come to present my work again, and I just hope to continue to present my works in the future. I will definitely. I feel ready, and I have so much ideas and so much things to to actually create with my hands. It's just a matter of time and a lot of improvement. So these are also, again, the quality got worse, so you can still really see the colors. This is how it's been displayed in Habatat. So I'm going to show you better pictures of them in the very last slides. And this one too, ups and downs. It's called, you will see, blending horizon and breeze. Again, like mountain range breeze. I mean, today was really windy in here thanks to the storm, but we have really windy days in here. And especially when I work from late autumn to early spring, it's really could be really freezy, and breeze to me sounds a little bit like wind. I hope I'm right, and I wanted to showcase that and put into a work, which I also would love to continue. So and ups and downs again. But this one, like I said, it has it's not really going back like the very first ones where I really felt like the downs were going down a little bit more than. So for me, it's more motivational when I look at it. If you can say something like this, just my personal opinion. And blending horizon. Yes, this is a piece I finished before the Sarasota event, but I felt like two pieces should be could be too much, or would be enough. Florida, all the transport cost and everything. I wasn't sure if this one was going to another event or not, and I really felt like I should hold it back for later. So even though I finished it last year, it debuted in the international, and I'm just happy I could finish it. This took me a lot and a lot of energy, but I really like the shape and making it is what I like the most. All the works, I have favorites, but this is amongst them for sure. And I think this is the very last thing before I say thank you. I just wanted to add to this lefty one. I assume most of you or all of you could recognize the famous couple from Czech Republic, Stanisław and Jaroslav Rychtova. And I wanted to add that, I mean, these are amazing pieces, and they are the legends of this glass art world. And but my father, even though you haven't seen his work closely or in person the last years, he is still there. He's been there for several decades, more than 40 years now, and been achieving a lot. So I have to have this really hope to have like a common show together one day, or something like exhibiting together at least, and also being able to have a presentation together. He doesn't speak English, so that's an issue. But obviously I can translate his Hungarian. It's just gonna take way more time, but he's really he is still young. Okay, so he's just turned 63, I think. So a lot to come from him, and his work are masterworks. Like I have shown you some of these, but he has done a lot of different works. Obviously, like there is a reason why they call him in our profession, some of our colleagues, the fan man, or a fan person, because he the shape and all kinds of shape he made out of these, and the way these can change. Some of you probably, or I'm sure, have seen in St. Petersburg, Florida, the Imaging Museum. This piece, it's huge. It's one of the biggest he has used with die acrylic. It took him over a year, 1.5 years, I think. We've worked on. He was working on some too, but it really takes time to create such masterworks. So that's my aim for long term, to be able to just get better and better, and raise my the quality of my work. And he's one of the figures, and all of here, many of Habatat are just amazing artists. So I am blessed to be here, and can't wait for the exciting future. And thank you for your time. So hope you could hear me throughout the whole.
No, it was a great presentation. It was super insightful. I had so much fun learning about your creative process, and obviously the backstory of how you've actually had generations of creative people in your world. So that's super amazing to hear. Does anyone have any questions for Boldizsár on any of his artworks or anything?
Boldizsár, are absolutely honored that you're part of the Habatat family. I've known your father for years. Yeah, we've shown Hungarian work primarily from the Budapest area for a number of years, over 40 years or so. And the most exciting work to come out was your father, but more importantly, even now, the most exciting work to come out is yours. So we are absolutely honored and thrilled that you're part of that, and we're looking forward to working with you tightly in the future.
Oh, that's my honor, and I appreciate these beautiful words from you, all of you. It's I know it's for the future. I will try my best.
Well, thank you so much, Boldizsár, again. And if you're interested in any of his work, we have those 3 amazing sculptures of his available at the gallery right now. So if you'd like to know the pricing or have any information on the artworks, feel free to email me, Regina, Regina, @habatat.com, or obviously if you have Aaron or Corey's information too, that'll work. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I know we went a little bit over, but we couldn't, get it closer because it was such an amazing presentation. So this was super fun, and I hope I see you guys next week. And Boldizsár, again, thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Have a great Saturday.
Appreciate your time and thank you for the opportunity.
No worries. Bye.